it down to Cape, see preacher cave is right upon each gate. Oh, lighty die, oh, lighty die. Now Ezra, he was the island king, that little man. He do most anything, he collect the mail. From off the mail, I understand. He even keep the jail. Oh, lighty die, oh, lighty die. Well, Zelia, she was the island queen. Oh, that gal, she eat most anything. She eat the garbage from off the road or water throat. That Zelia was a goat. Oh, lighty die, oh, lighty die. This island, it is a Christian land. You can hear a sermon anywhere you stand. They build a bars right beside each church. So after mass, well, you can drink and curse. Oh, lighty die, oh, lighty die. It only got one road, it's filled with hills, valleys and potholes and the curves. They drive you round the bend and it's so long, you swear it never ends. Oh, lighty die, oh, lighty die. The water, it's salty as can be. They pump it to you straight from the sea. It gives your car radiator a bang. Put it in your Kool-Aid and make it taste like tang. Oh, lighty die, oh, lighty die, oh, lighty die, oh, lighty die, oh, lighty die.
Come back with a hickey, you say mosquito do that. Conchita, that be no mosquito. It was something bigger, girl like smell a rat. Something just ain't right. That be no mosquito bite. Something just ain't right. Why you acting so uptight? Baby, I've been loving you so long, loving you so strong. Now I'm wondering if someone has been in the cookie jar, plucking on my guitar and pop the G string. Something just ain't right. Why you acting so uptight? Something just ain't right. That ain't no mosquito bite. That ain't no mosquito bite. She gone out to a party last night. She come back with a big icky bite. She said, mosquito do that. Frankly, my dear, it looked more like a bat. A vampire bat. Something just ain't right.
Oh, no, something ain't
that
right.
Ain't no mosquito bite.
That ain't no mosquito bite.
Something just ain't
Oh,
right.
no, something ain't
Why
right.
you acting so uptight?
That ain't no mosquito bite.
Right, Lord, it ain't right. That ain't no mosquito bite. It ain't right, Lord, it ain't right. That ain't no mosquito bite. Something just ain't right.
Oh, no, something ain't
That
right.
ain't no mosquito bite.
That ain't no mosquito bite.
Something just ain't
Oh,
right.
no, something ain't
Why
right.
you acting so uptight?
That ain't no mosquito bite.
Baby, this slipping and sliding, peeping and hiding. Baby, please don't clean. Baby, I'm gonna get pocket. No time for skylarking. You know what I mean. Something just ain't right.
Oh, no, something ain't
That
right.
ain't no mosquito bite.
That ain't no mosquito bite.
Something just ain't
Oh,
right.
no, something ain't
Why
right.
you acting so uptight?
That ain't no mosquito bite.
You gone out to a party last night. You come back with a big icky bite. You say mosquito do that. Really, my dear, it looks more like a bat. A vampire bat. Something just ain't right.
Oh, no, something ain't
That
right.
ain't no mosquito bite.
That ain't no mosquito bite.
Right, Lord, it is.
Oh, no, something ain't
That
right.
ain't no mosquito bite.
That ain't no mosquito
It
bite.
ain't right, no, it ain't right.
Oh, no, something ain't right. That ain't no mosquito bite. Oh, no, something ain't right. That ain't no mosquito bite. Oh, no.
Get up, put on your street dancing shoes. Get up, put on your bright, happy smile, baby. Get up, come on, let's dance, drink and shout. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. When you're in Nassau, this time of year, when you're in Nassau, have no fear. Pleasant smiles that greet you each year. It's holiday time again in the island every day, yeah. So get up, put on your street dancing shoes. Get up, put on your bright, happy smile, baby. Get up, come on, let's dance, drink and shout. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. The gambler casino, your chance is so fair. The sunshine is bright, the water's so clear. The fish in the cove are all right here. You can pick up a good ski every day, every year. So get up, put on your street dancing shoes. Get up, put on your bright, happy smile, baby. Get up. Come on, let's dance, drink and shout. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. In free, go make some mercy again in Nassau town. Take a little ride, go get island again in Nassau town. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. Take a magic carpet ride in Nassau town. Oh Lord. Woo. Let's go! Woo! Be rushing. Woo! dancing shoes. Get up, put on your bright happy smile, baby. Get up, come on, let's dance, drink and shout. Go pay some mercy. I did it last on town in Freeport. Take a little ride to Cat Island. Go pay some mercy. 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 Go pay some mercy.
I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahamaland to the foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Howard Grant, your company, the foundation, jamming with you. Beautiful day, another day in the land of the living. Above ground, give God praise. You ain't dead yet. Praise God, your day coming. Let's just hope it ain't today. Guys, it's a beautiful day. Grateful to be in your company. Always grateful to kind of jam with you and really be able to talk about where we are from a national perspective, from a local perspective, from a perspective that actually speaks about where we're going, really being able to cast a vision of our expectation or articulate our expectation of what we should be doing here in the country. I'm always grateful to be with you. Grateful to jam with you like this. I got to be able to shout out my good, decent people. Crystal Select. I gotta say it like that's
the quiet little signs your boss might be threatened by you.
I gotta say it like that because he obvious. I gotta tell it. Put the thing up for Christmas. Put the thing up for stop it. Crystal Select, guys. I'm drinking water here.
They get
in the studio,
so,
being able to do that.
Save this video so you can come back, so you know what it looks like.
All in the back of us.
They forget to loop you in. Suddenly you're out of key meetings, decisions, and updates. All under the excuse of it wasn't necessary. Translation. They don't want you in the room because you're a threat. Your accomplishments magically disappear. Your ideas reworded, your work repackaged, credit redirected. It's not subtle. It's insecure.
Listen, give
they don't micromanage to support you. They micromanage to contain you.
Okay.
You're trusted to execute, never trusted to lead.
He can do that for me.
Opportunities delayed.
Guys, it's a beautiful day. We're going to be talking about some good stuff in the studio with me again. Because I enjoyed my conversation with him last week. I feel like I was getting interviewed. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was getting interviewed, but I was always grateful to be able to have him sit here with me, have a very good conversation. His intellect is definitely up there as it relates to politics, as it relates to what's happening from a national perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to none other than Ian Munnings. My brother.
A pleasure, Howard. It's always a pleasure to be on your show.
It's wonderful to see you, man.
Let's talk politics today. I mean, that's what.
Let's talk it.
Let's talk politics. The people are waiting for it.
I'm grateful that you're here with us today, man. Tell me what's been going on the ground out there in the city.
There's a lot of things that have been happening out in the ground. I mean, the road is speaking in layman terms. Some people are pleased, some people are not pleased, some people are asking the questions. How is it that the public works can take action so quickly in a matter of weeks and can get some work done? And they have a lot of other constituencies with a lot of complaints that are throughout the arch of the capital, and they're asking the questions. What happened to us? Are we being neglected, or are you only focused on the by-election, which is we are seeing happening, taking place right in front of our faces?
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know. I think we want to be able to speak with this formality. I think we want to be able to speak with this sort of an idea that from expectation. Hold on. I'm sorry. This man got something on in here. Listen, got something on in here. I didn't tell you. I tell him. Yeah, I didn't tell him. I sneeze. What are you doing? I something on in here. Anyway, so I think it's from our perspective, we want to be able to have a good conversation about the government and our expectation for transparency and sort of an upright position that the government will always move in a particular direction to do this, to do that. But I think we negate or we package behind our cranium the truth of the culture that we live in. The fact of the matter is, based upon what we've seen, based upon the rhythm of how things have gone, based upon the fact that we understand the culture that we live in, the fact that we know these people and these people know us as the government. And I'm not talking about the FN or the PLP. The government of the Bahamas knows the Bahamian people, and they perform at the speed of Bahamian expectation. That's heavy what I'm saying to you. They perform at the speed of Bahamian expectation. Now, the fact of the matter is whilst we can be able to kind of jive with this sort of an idea that the government seems that they're going to be, they're expediting a great deal of things. Is it because of the by-election? Yes. Should I say that? Maybe not. Maybe not.
Howard, we've seen it done before. We've seen it done before.
Have we not? Listen, when the Royals came down here,
we've seen the road paved. We see a lot of the road paved.
Paved the road overnight.
That
you wake up the next morning, Jesus, what's going on here?
That was impressive.
Listen, what's going on here? Right up to where they was going to Carmichael School, and then they stop it right there. They said, we ain't getting over there. We did enough, okay? Guys, go home.
The question we should be asking, Howard, is that level of work can be taken in place, and that the Bahamian people can see this. They can see this. If they can see a Ministry of Works going to work quickly, as it is responding now, the question is, where are the supervisors? Where are the managers? Where are the people when on a daily basis when they should be working? What are they doing?
They're right there. I think for a long time, and I think that's one of the things that we have to be able to look at within the confines of the public service. The fact of the matter is that we've known for a very long time. I've known people who say to me that they work at Ministry of Works, and, you know, for a great deal of the time that they were there, they hang under the tree, they do this, they're waiting for assignments. They're waiting for these particular things to be done. And I don't know whether or not that culture within the Ministry of Works has shifted. We know that Clay has been doing a great deal of works. He's been really being able to focus, and we've seen some stuff done in Eleuthera. We're looking for some stuff to be done in Long Island, more specifically. We've seen most recently Adrian Gibson start to be able to speak about the fact that some things need to be done in Long Island. Let's just be very clear about this. We understand that the Ministry of Works has, there seems to be a lagging in this particular capacity, but when it's a requirement for them to be able to execute and do some work, they get it done. They seem like they can be able to get it done during these particular times. Now, I don't know whether or not the culture of work needs to change throughout the course of the country for us to understand that there needs to be a department, there needs to be a division, or maybe an authority, or whatever the case may be, to be able to expedite these particular things. Like we expect, okay, so for sales, let's take sales, right? I have a sales department now, right? And we identify the people that we're going to, because we just starting. So we identify the people that we're going to be able to do, but we put a number. We need you to be able to get this particular number. Boom. You understand? And we need every person who's working, despite the fact that you're working for commission, we need this particular number to come in, right? And so people are now being able to get what you, so you have to not only execute what the mission is, you don't just be able to put the agenda of what we need you to do, but we also say this is the expectation. This is the time that we expect it to be done in. And if you don't do it in this time, you're going to have some consequences. I don't know whether or not that culture existed and is perpetuated within the government as a whole.
So the question to you is this, Howard. how do we, as a country, see these things are happening? We see them happening. We've seen it happen in Grand Bahama. We're now seeing in the by-election in Golden Isles. We're asking the questions where members of parliament would have been petitioning, calling, and asking the Ministry of Works to please, kindly, can you come into the communities? Can you come into constituencies? Can you pave the roads? Can you get the lights adjusted? Can you fix these things for us? Is the bathrooms not being fixed? The question is, who is going to manage or supervise the supervisor?
I don't think that's what's happening here. I think what's happening here, if you want me to be able to be as vulnerable as I can and as real as I can, what's happening here is a culture of corruption steeped into the public service. Now, let me fix it for you. I want to quantify what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the public servants are corrupt. I'm not saying that the authority associated with being able to have them disperse to various jobs is corrupt. I'm not saying that the minister is corrupt or the person's responsible from an administrative standpoint. I'm not saying that these people are corrupt. I'm saying to you that the overall concept that seems to be governing the country is a concept of corruption. There are persons working in various capacities for tip. Shoot straight. There are persons who are assigned to be able to do a job. Okay, for instance, I call a guy to do a job. I ain't gonna say what he was responsible for. You know, I doing a project.
the tipping process.
I call a guy to do a job. No, they don't. Nobody's ever asked you for tip. I call a guy to do a job. He was assigned to the job because you call through a particular source. So he was assigned to the job. Then he comes on the job to say that he came to his assignment. And then he observe and he look at everything and he say, boy, you know, for this to be done. And he give me a soliloquy, a hell of a long conversation to make me tired, to tell me how much it can take and how long it can take when you go through this department. I don't know if we can be able to be back within time. Now the ball is in my court.
Do you play?
He ain't tell me nothing, you know. He ain't tell me nothing. He say to me, big man, I can do this for you today.
How is the
practice?
Give me
150. He ain't say that.
But how is the practice?
He didn't say none of that.
But how is in this?
That's what I'm trying to tell you now.
We've created this culture now.
When do we see the majority of overtime persons on the streets in Nassau? Sunday. You can probably think you get triple time on Sunday. Sunday. It seems like, for the most part, why water and sewage and then maybe it's a slower time when the city is moving, but there's always a level of overtime associated with these people working who needs to be on the road, on the poles, in the potholes, or whatever the case may be. They working overtime. Historically, you see 6 of them standing over supervising one man in the hole as he dig the ditch. Historically. No man, look at you ain't digging it right. Dig on the next side. Listen, what we having for lunch today? They round the hole.
Well, is this practice only happens in Bahamas? Question, Howard.
Well, the Bahamas is a third world country, and I believe the third world countries, we are laden with this sort of an idea to be able to get the most out of the time that we're in this particular space. In first world countries, you have an obligation, you have a responsibility to be able to execute. And you are part of a link, you are part of a chain. And if you don't perform, you're the weakest link and you stopping and slowing down the whole job. That don't happen in the country. The whole chain weak. And if you got one strong person in the chain who's saying, come on guys, let's go. The problem ain't the chain no more, it's him. What you doing, buddy? Calm down. You just reaching. Calm down. We don't move with that kind of excitement and enthusiasm. We take our time around here.
You say you're trying to work us out a job, ain't?
What you into, buddy? If they know we could do this, we normally take 6 hours. If they know we could do it in 2, we in problems. Calm down. The day is long. We work in a 10-hour shift, a 12-hour shift. We got, you understand what I'm saying? Whatever that is, that culture has steeped into the mindset of public service. And the only way we could be able to extract that, and the fact of the matter is that persons like Muriel Lightbourne, I just want to be decent, Muriel Lightbourne is the nurses president yesterday that we would have been able to see in the papers, that took on this kind of a concept and idea that she was relentlessly being able to be an apologist and to make an excuse for why Pearl Williams, a 44-year veteran out of the Princess Margaret Hospital, could sit in her car and be able to plead to the government, please, Mr. Prime Minister, please, Mr. Prime Minister. And she's stating to us now that there should be no consequences, no repercussions, no actions taken against her because she was transparent in saying these particular things. See, this is the culture of corruption that exists in our country. And I'm not saying to you that maybe we could put this corruption on various tiers and we could say that this is a tier of corruption, this is a level of corruption. But laziness is a level of corruption. Just like disobedience is the sin of witchcraft, laziness got to be equated to corruption. Because you knew the obligation that you had when you step into this space. You knew the obligations that were laid out before you when you signed that paper. You know, when you go to the bank at the end of the last 2 days before the end of the month, and you can capture your paycheck and whatnot. You know that there is a responsibility associated with that. But when you have people who come in and being able to be apologists for the fact that you didn't do what is required, and there are thousands of people who are watching this, and in my mind, I'm taking a mental note and being able to identify that the precedent was set, that if you don't now perform for me the way that you perform for Pearl Williams, we have a problem. And you can't win that in court. You can't win that because it's on the public display. And it's on record, documented information to indicate the infraction and the issues that exist in these particular spaces. And we see that the president coming out here and being able to defend this particular position. So when somebody thief from job, if I could justify that my children needed this, then well, let them get away with it, man. That's all right, man. Let them have the stapler. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Let them take the thing, man. It was only $30. If you justify these things, this is what you are building. And our society has built that. Our society has built a culture of laziness because of the perceived corruptions. Can I get instant gratification for a job that I'm getting paid for? Can I get paid again to do it today? Wrong. All of this that we're seeing, all of these particular concepts, the government of the Bahamas needs to be able to identify either a division, an authority, a subsection, a ministry that has to do with an effective application. It has to do with execution, not just, okay, so the delivery unit, a unit that was designed by Tony Blair, was mimicked by the Minnis administration and been able to create those particular things. Unfortunately, they got the silhouette of what it was supposed to be, but never really put meat to that. You understand? This administration has identified that, made some modification, but they too have not put meat to that. You understand? This execution should be government-wide. We should identify the infractions. We should go back and look at the ARP, I think that's what it's called, the ARP, and make that particular assessment as to how we be able to evaluate these persons, commandeer some people, second some people, do this, make some shifts for productivity. If you shuffle the cabinet, you could shuffle the government and ensure that there is productivity in these spaces. You could create legislation to do that. But I don't know whether or not our governments are focused enough on that. You only got 5 years, 5 years for legacy issues that continue to be, and most of these governments and administrations can't even chip away at the tribulations that they meet when they walk into when they walk into office.
But the question is, what are they focused on? What are their main priority, their main focus in regards to in office while they're in office as a government? Are they prepared to say that we do anchor projects similar to the schools, the roads, the pavements, and so forth, the hospitals, the airports. Are these the primary things that the government looks at and said, in 5 years, we hope to do X amount of these, and this is the job? Or is it to dissect, like you're saying, what is our problems or these problems that we are continuously seeing, or looking at the Bahamas as a whole and its people and seeing how we will advance our people rather than just deal with things that are non-living, because hundreds of millions of dollars is being borrowed. But what are we doing with this money in regards if it's not reaching to the average Bahamian for seeking average opportunities?
In the front of the Guardian newspaper today, Pintar promises housing boom. F&M leader says that construction of homes would start within 6 months of his government. Now, a government's responsibility, those that are government in waiting, their responsibility is to be able to identify the infractions, identify the proverbial low-hanging fruit, identify the indifference that is happening socially, and seek to be able to create a vision, a concept, a path to be able to rectify these issues and get to productivity nationally.
The needs.
Okay, that's what the government's responsibility is. They often wrap this up in their charter, in their manifesto, in what the PLP has done, in their blueprint for change. They are responsible for that. They should have taken the time to make this a determination, to assess this, and make a determination of what we're going to be able to do going forward. Okay. Over the last administration, the Minister administration, I would never forget that, and I've never seen this before, but obviously this is sort of the rhythm that existed. I remember when Marvin Dames, quite insightful and articulate, had everything laid out of what the expectations were in terms of the ministry that he was going to have oversight with in the event that he won, which would be the Ministry of National Security. So he had all this information and he was just being able to kind of flip through this. And this was a part of what's supposed to be baked in to the manifesto for the Free National Movement. But this was maybe a couple of months before the election. Come on, let's shoot straight. A couple of months before the election, a couple of weeks before the election, when they touch the ground, when they be able to touch all these particular, despite the fact that they were supposed to be active the entire time, Hold on, let's shoot straight now. Let's have a good conversation. The F&M's responsibility during that time that they were out of office was to be active, to identify the issues that exist throughout the country, amalgamate that information, put it down, document that, and create a manifesto strong enough that it touched the people.
Facts.
That's what they were supposed to do. That didn't happen until they were well into the rhythm of their campaign. So they were late with being able to capture this information and present a manifesto under the Minister administration. The PLP gave us blueprint for change from the get-go. They not only, see, this is why I got to be decent with this. Y'all don't like me to talk like this. That's why I keep trying to explain to you, this is the reason why the PLP is, in my view, top tier when it comes to local politics in this country and local politics from a national perspective. As old as they are, 70 years old, they're older in the country. They are young enough and youthful enough to understand that, okay, we get a terrible cut behind last go round. How do we fix this? Boss, I think we got to fix the Constitution. All right, let's set up a committee to be able to fix the Constitution. Boss, I got to be able to tell you, man, these candidates was not ready. A lot of them didn't know how to talk to people. They wasn't prepared. They didn't know how to lead. We got to fix that. All right, let's do an aspirant campaign to ensure that we could be able to rectify that. Boss, there's some other things we got. All right, then what are other things? And they fixed that. Leading into 2000. Right after 2017, leading up to 2021. They fixed all of these issues. They fixed those issues. Whatever these superficial issues that they believe that were the proverbial anchors to pull them to defeat, they start to fix those. And the PLP did that. And in the midst of being able to do that, they identify this and they start to work on that.
So question, Howard, was it as clear as you make it sound just a second ago? Or was it based on the F&M's positioning at the time under Dr. Hubert Minnis in regards to us having been locked down in a COVID and Dorian. Was that a portion of what took place in regards of the shift? Why the people basically we had the lowest voters turnout also. We got to take that in consideration. And then we must take in consideration the fact that Minnis at the time, the people looked at it as being a tyrant, as somebody who was just dictating to you and, didn't want to listen to the Bahamian people. And so there was a shift.
The majority of voters in this country are women. The majority of voters in this country are women. Unfortunately, women took the lead in projecting a concept, an idea, whether we like to acknowledge it or not. And maybe with this conversation, it could be acknowledged. This is not to demean and to castigate or project this sort of a chauvinistic posture. This is just naturally what happens. Women project emotion, and Dr. Minnis did not cater to their emotion to ensure that he accommodated them, that he treated them with a level of respect, that he treated them with a sort of an acknowledgement, that he approached with a softer approach, that he knew that he was dealing with a women at the forefront. He didn't do that. He did not do that. He was very harsh, very coarse and brash in many instances, right? Being able to speak with this sort of a level of condescension. Now, we felt it, but as men, we push past that. We don't really acknowledge that until our wives say, I didn't like how, our girlfriends say, I really didn't like how, and now it registers. It didn't register before, because I could say something to you, me and you as men.
There's nothing to it.
There ain't nothing to that. We men. I could say something to you. Okay, and I didn't mean that I want to fight you or whatnot, but this is not language that we use into the public domain, because we're dealing with the majority of voters that are women. And that emotion has been carried over into the election booth. And that is why Minnis lost. Because of an emotion, because of a sentiment, because of a feel that our country is actually being led by. Minnis could have done more. He could have done better. And people would have been more understanding. Whatever the tribulation is that he had to suffer with, if he understood the demographic of people that he was dealing with. And I don't think he understood that. I recognize through this prime minister, as he smiles, as he approaches these particular issues, as he comes to the forefront, as he's clear, as he even takes on this kind of a posture that if he has to pedal back, if he has to backstep on something that his ministers have said, he's not afraid to do those things. And he does it in such a manner, not to demean the minister who made a Freudian slip, not to demean the member of parliament who overstepped some things, or the minister who overstepped some things, not to demean the ministry that provided incorrect information. The prime minister comes out and he himself takes it on the shoulder and steps back with a smile and say, well, we apologize. I'm going to make this happen. And I think that sort of a posture, as we look and contrast the two, is something that the Bahamian woman voter in this country, they could appreciate. Now, they want to see productivity associated with that. But the very first thing is, how did he treat me? People, sometimes they don't, and this is often said, sometimes people can't remember what you've done, but they will never forget how you make them feel. They will never forget how you made them feel.
Definitely.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's some people right now, every time I see some people right now, I honest to God, I can't remember what happened. I say them, but something in me saying, you got to watch out for this one. Because there was an infraction that existed prior that we wish not to ever step into again because of the way that they made us feel at a particular time. Because of something that they did that went contrary to your convictions, your position, your expectations of them. And so you step back and you're just like, hold on, I got to watch out for this person. And I think that is where and why a lot of people are looking back at Minnis with this sort of a hold on. And then they drop their guards. when his own political organization did him in that particular manner. Now, again, this is why I tell you they reviving him, So they reviving him.
Do you believe that the good doctor is going to be revived?
I believe he will be.
You think he has?
I don't know whether or not this is going to be from a leadership standpoint in the Free National Movement, but I believe that he will be. He's impressive. I said, and I continue to say that I think he's a good politician. I think he did not know the time that he was in between Hubert Ingram and Donald Trump. He took on a posture in his last stretch of being able to present himself as a totalitarian, and everything begins and ends with him. And I think his defeat and his subsequent separation from the Free National Movement has humbled him and really been able to reignite a fight. And so I think he's recalibrated, regenerated, and trying to be able to strategically place himself back in a position to be able to move forward. I think that that's what it is with him.
Question, Howard. Do you think that Doc has a chance to actually being victorious in that particular area that he is running for?
I can never, ever count him out. It'll be foolish. We can't count out Dr. Minnis. I can't ever count him out. He's a fighter. We've seen that with him in Loretta. We've seen that with him with Hubert Ingram. We've seen that with him in so many instances. Is a fighter, right? And he's not this fighter where he's throw his money at everything. He's forged those relationships that placed him in the position, and he's also patient. His patience and his relationships, his endurance has placed him in the position where he is almost irreverent to your position and defiant to your rejection and denial of him. He's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. And I'm not talking about the fact that he win, lose, or draw. He's going to be okay. The Bahamian people have not lost, in my view. They're disappointed. The Free National Movement has revived this sort of a concept to be able to look at the human side of Dr. Minnis after they do him so. But my God, Jesus, you think they had to do him like that? Man, they shouldn't have do him like that. I agree, he shouldn't have do these things to us either, but they shouldn't have do him like that. So, and
Howard, in the capital. In the capital, Howard, in your opinion, this is your opinion, tell me the seats in New Providence, what you think, in your opinion, is the seats to watch. Where there may be some dethroning, where there may be some newcomers coming in, and where some giants will continue to be giants.
I can't say every seat, because the Free National Movement hasn't fulfilled its slate, and the PLP has not identified and ratified those persons in strategic positions just yet. It'll be premature of me to be able to give that information just yet. Now, we can identify who's been solidified and who can retain. This is in the event that they subside and quash this idea of a wave. JoBeth has been placed in this particular position. And I believe that JoBeth, today is November 12th, 2025. As of today, I can see JoBeth retaining that position. As of today. Things shift in this country, whether that's a hurricane, whether that's a death, whatever it is, an external something that can happen, whether that is a pandemic, whatever happens, can be able to shift her in that position. And it could be able to spark this sort of an idea for the momentum to build and that kinetic energy to work for the Free National Movement. But as of today, JoBeth could hold on to her seat.
What about Seabreeze?
As of today. As of today, Leslie could hold on to her seat.
Pinewood Gardens.
Pinewood is a harder one.
I'm going to have to drink some water.
Pinewood is a harder one for me. Pinewood, and it ain't have nothing to do with the minister, you know. Pinewood is a harder one for me because the constituency has had their own internal battles and storms every election. Every time the draft, the dew in the morning that falls gently upon the leaves of this country, flood out Pinewood. It flooded out.
I would be asking the questions, and the viewers want to know, because the viewers want to know. They're asking your honest opinion, Howard, because they want to know. You've categorized certain persons in those areas where persons have been ratified. You spoke about JoBeth Kobe.
She can retain that.
You spoke about Miss Leslia Miller Bryce.
As of today.
As of today, the 12th. That. Now we're talking about Pinewood Gardens.
I don't know whether or not the minister could be able to retain that. I thought, and I don't think he's been ratified. Has he been ratified?
Yes, he has.
Okay, yeah, he has. I was thinking that the allegiance that he has for this administration and the position that Pinewood has been placed in over the past 20 years, they're going from FNM to PLP, the FNM to PLP, the FNM to PLP, that they would have found a haven for him and placed him in a different space. But they retained this particular position. A youthful face in his position that speaks of these sort of ideas that they have should have been able to do that. Now, to his advantage, there has begun some projects, hasn't it?
There's some things that are happening.
They have begun some projects to his advantage. They have begun this sort of an idea that they're going to do some road works. I think that they put some stuff out in the House of Assembly that we've been able to see that actually spoke to the fact that they're going to be able to do some drainage, remediation, and other things like that, right? So that's to his advantage. But for what we've seen, come out of Pinewood with Reuben Ramming, when he tried to give the people in Pinewood, mama them, sandbags from the water. And the woman asked him, and the woman come there.
You don't even give us dirt.
He ain't give you food, he must give you dirt. Jesus ain't even give you food, he can give you dirt. If that is a representation of the sentiment that emanates out of Pinewood, LaRota may be in trouble, because it doesn't matter what Reuben did, he was gone. It didn't matter what the hell Reuben did,
he was gone.
He was gone. They had already made their mind up. I don't know whether or not Pinewood has made their mind up.
You don't think they?
You know what I want to do one of these days? Let's do this. Let's jump on the back of the truck and let's go to these constituencies and ask.
That's a good question. That's a good way. I think we can do that.
Let's set something up. Let's go to these constituencies. Let's ask. We can identify, see if somebody could be able to give us something on the park. Say we're coming on the park or whatever the case may be.
Let the residents come out. Tell the residents we'll go live. We're going to go live and ask the residents.
They can ask.
They're the one who's going to determine who stays and who goes.
Let's ask. I want to know the sentiment that exists in that particular constituency. Pinewood has been iffy with other people. Have they see? Miles LaRota he's been visible in the constituency. People could go there and they know they could get him. My girl, Nancy, what's up, baby? Hope you're well, right? She lived right on the stretch. So when I go hail Nancy and I stand up outside my car, I'm watching people walk right into his office with a little yellow envelope. I got to give this to the minister. I'm watching people move out. There's activity in the office all the time. So people know that they could reach him. So they know that he's accessible. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching him walk up and down the constituency. I'm watching all these particular things. He has done his part.
But the other thing is, Howard, when we spoke about the two other members of parliament, you were very clear on that. You were very clear.
There's a different makeup in the constituency.
Today at the 12th. You think so?
There's a different makeup in the constituencies.
So let's go to South Beach. What about the Honorable Baucus rule?
I haven't heard the greatest of things about Baucus rule. I haven't. South Beach has proven to us that they too are indifferent as it relates to was it Melody Griffith? Who was in South Beach? Oh Jesus God. Who was in South Beach in 2017 and 2017 was Jeffrey Lloyd, right? Who Jeff beat? Jeff beat I can't remember who Jeff beat, right? But I think only one member was able to keep South Beach over the course of 2 election cycles, right? And South Beach has always been able to identify they're peculiar people that exist in South Beach, and they want a particular thing. There's a caliber that they want to live up to.
Do the work or they get rid of you.
And that is what
do the work or they get rid of you.
And this is what I've been hearing about Baucus, right? Now, internally, the PLP retained him. They kept him. They moved forward with that. But even, I want to say to you, 7 months, 8 months, almost a year ago, there was murmurs about the possibility of being able to shift Baucus. And so when they ratified him, I said, okay, there is a settled position within the PLP. Now we have to see what the constituency says. You understand? And his advantage is that he is local. He has worked the space, and his opponent, who almost quote unquote ran from North Abaco into this particular space, you could easily make a case to say that, we're not just looking for political brownie points to be able to retain a position to support the government. We're here and we haven't even gotten a ministerial post. We've stayed in this particular position. We've committed ourselves to all these things, and we're here to serve. And we want you to give us a second chance to be able to serve you. That is a good case that he could make, Baucus role.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth of the matter is that when you look at the political layout, Desmond Bannister already had Hubert Ingram helping him paint the damn walls for the FNM constituency headquarters on the intersection right there. You saw the pictures?
Yes, I saw it.
Right? He already had Hubert. It's from you see Papa show up. This is an active time. Whoa, Papa here?
Some things happening.
What's going on here, Papa here?
The architect is at work.
Oh, Jesus. I gotta vote for this man.
The architect is at work.
So he already has that level of support that exists in this particular space. The only way Papa's presence seemed to be neutral is when he showed up in Elizabeth. And he went even further. He didn't just show up in Elizabeth. He had Dwayne Sands' shirt on. And still, Dwayne Sands lost. You understand what I'm saying? So we believe that Darren Henfield may get that kind of a star power, political star power, from Hubert Ingram with the support that he has in that particular constituency. And that's something that Baucus Rule going to have to look out for. But the truth of the matter is as we look at these particular things, we're going to have to be able to make the determination as to who can get this. If they go with the rhythm, this is that proverbial hallway, right? That corridor.
Southern corridor that determines the general election.
Darryl Miller used to talk about, right? Once we determine that, then we know that this will shift the entire mood of what will happen around the country. And somebody need to break this down. When you start to look at that southern corridor, when you look at Adelaide, when you look at Anatole in that space right there on the back of on the southern side,
Southern Shores,
by Southern Shores, when you look at by Anatole and coming that way, right, coming down by Zion Boulevard, coming down by Cowpen, moving up in that way, moving to South Beach, you realize that if you visit those places in Nassau, you still get a taste of the islands. No place else. You go to Adelaide, you can get bite by 8,000 mosquito. 8,000. I listened to voice notes yesterday. The gentleman say, 8 billion mosquito in Long Island. So you walk outside and he get bite by 200.
They got to call environmental health, man.
How he count them bite so quick? But anyway, I say that to say,
the gentleman said he could not see his
you
arms.
could feel that.
He couldn't see his arms.
You could feel that when you go to Adelaide sometimes. You got to get you off and spray it on and so forth and so on. They got to put a little fire in on there.
You have a lot of ponds in those little areas there that should be treated.
But this is my point to you. My point to you is that if you could still capture the feeling of a family island, if you could still capture the feel, the sentiment, the vibe of a family island, then the mindset of a family island also exists there. So if these people are choosing the FNM or these people are choosing the PLP, this mindset is perpetuated throughout the entire country. So you could look at this southern corridor and say, if they go in this particular direction, the country gone with them. Because this mindset doesn't only exist here in Nassau. This is the family islands. Now the city center, that's PLP. That's PLP. That's PLP. That's PLP. The city, the center of the city. And you go with Jomo right now, he should be able to retain that seat. Michael Alcides, when ratified, he should be able to get that seat. Right? The city center will be and pledge their allegiance to the PLP. Now, you know what's going to be interesting for me to see, and we got to take a quick break. You know what's going to be interesting for me to see? Fort Charlotte. Fort Charlotte's going to be interesting.
I was waiting for you to say something like that.
Fort Charlotte's going to be interesting. Not because Travis will make himself seem like a biblical David.
Is it a David against Goliath? That's the question.
I am a giant slayer.
Is there a David against Goliath?
Travis, calm down. Travis, stop.
Is there a David against Goliath? Remember now.
You know, he's not a good. If he, listen.
When we think about Fort Charlotte, we must be mindful also. We have had giants that went into Fort Charlotte that had the financial means and still did not obtain that seat.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Sabah should have done his homework on that. Because if this is a constituency, one of the oldest and more established, you could still feel the old community. When you go on Providence Road, I was trying to buy a house on Providence Lane, but I didn't like the sort of a vibe that existed across the street. Beautiful space, right? When you go on Providence Road, when you go on Infant View, when you ride around them areas and you look at that, you still get a feel for the community that was Nassau. There ain't much places you could do that. And you go on Providence Road right there, you could walk from one place to another, walk to church. You walk and you watching people hail each other. You see them still sitting on the side of the road. This is a old school vibe. I like this. I like this. This is where community exists. I like this. The kids are playing basketball in the corner there. You go around the corner, you see a local entertainer, Michael. You know Michael?
Yes, everybody knows Michael.
Michael singing. Michael was actually a singer, you know. He was an international. Let me see one of his records. I'm serious.
Serious?
I promise you.
I wonder if he performed at the Drum Beat Club at any point in time.
I think he did. Call him. He was on tour. Anyway, I can get some information for you, right? But nonetheless, you could still be able to get a good vibe for the community. You see what I did there? I just told you about the community by being able to identify one man.
One particular person.
You could tell about the community lives here. There's community that exists here, right? And so if they are retaining that sentiment of community, do they retain the sentiment of conviction that spoke to who our country is? Do they share in the conviction that the church shared in about being able to not let the number man in? Will they hold this sentiment against Sabas as he presents himself as a politician now, looking for votes in this particular constituency? Will they hold this sentiment to say that we're not a participant in an industry that you perpetuated, even though the government supported it, the government fortified it, the government... This is going to be an interesting seat to watch. And I don't know whether or not Travis has the articulation, the insight, or even the trustworthiness that people could trust his word and rest assured that he has the capability of doing things, even though he will not be a newbie in the House of Assembly. He's still afar off from his seniority. He's still afar off from being able to get that level of maturity and political seniority that we can be able to look to. Now, though Sabas may be, in the event that he finds himself victorious, a newbie, Sabas is seasoned as a businessman, similar to Chester Cooper. He's seasoned socially. He could get things done. He's seasoned. These are seasoned people. New to politics for you, but they've been doing business. They've been doing business. You understand what I'm saying? And so when you look at these particular things, you now have to make a determination, which way will the constituency go? This is going to be an interesting election. A very interesting election. Guys, let's take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we can talk a little bit more about these particular things right after this.
Put on your street dancing shoes. Get up, put on your bright, happy smile, baby. Get up, come on, let's dance, drink and shout. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. When you're in Nassau, this time of year, when you're in Nassau, have no fear. Pleasant smiles that reach you each year. It's holiday time again in the island every day, yeah. So get up, put on your street dancing shoes. Get up, put on your bright, happy smile, baby. Get up, come on, let's dance, drink and shout. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. The gambler casino, your chance is so fair. The sunshine is bright, the water's so clear. The fish in the cove are all right here. You can make up a good ski any day, So get up, put on your street dancing shoes. Get up, put on your bright, happy smile, baby. Get up. Come on, let's dance, drink and shout. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. In free, go make some mercy again in Nassau town. Take a little ride to Penn Island again in Nassau town. Go make some mercy.
Early one morning to the rising sun. It's bonefish season and they on the run. I gotta find bonefish Foley to catch me some. See, when it comes to bonefishing, he's number one. He's Bonefish Foley. He's so meek and lowly. Bonefish Foley. He's the one and only. Shallow Flats and Garden Key are his drops in the bite. He say that's where they does be. For many years he been taking out celebrities like US President Nixon. He's legendary. He's Bonefish Foley. Man so meek and lowly. Bonefish Foley. He's the one and only. At the shoreline as he cruise on in, hear the put off his boat engine. Seagulls gather to feed as they of the day, both fat and lean. Now Bonefish Foley, oh, he's so meek and lowly.
He's so meek and lowly.
Bonefish Foley, he's the one and only. Said I was born in Andros, but I live in West End. I'm on the sea almost every day, God's end. If you come looking for fun and a place to rest, just visit Love and Rosie at the Chicken Nest. Now Bonefish Foley, oh, he's so meek and lowly.
He's so meek and lowly.
Bonefish Foley, he's the one and only. Now Bonefish Foley, oh, that man so meek and lowly.
He's so meek and lowly.
Bonefish Foley, he's the one and only. One more time, Bonefish Foley, he's so meek and lowly.
He's so meek and lowly.
Bonefish Foley, he's the one and only. Hey!
was with the gambling hype. Never was a casino type. Never had such a wicked vice. Never cared to roll the dice. But when I saw that lever stick, something came on a pull on it, and the prize money was a lot. If I could only hit that bed jackpot, I love to hear the money drop. Jackpot. Keep it coming, boy, never stop. Jackpot. Bring it down to every cent, and if you stop, I pull it again. Jackpot. Mama need a new pair of shoes. Jackpot. Go around and spread the news. Jackpot. I hit big and I win a lot. Oh, I hit the jackpot. I pull the lever and it starts to spin. The whole casino crowd was watching. And when it stopped, 3 cherries in a row, that's when the owner hauled her out. No! I throw my bite right under it. Make sure no one teeth my chips. Whoever thought with just one pull, I could get my whole bike full. Jackpot! I love to see the money drop. Jackpot! Keep it coming, boy, never stop. Jackpot! Bring it down to every cent, and if you stop, I'll pull it again. Jackpot! Mama need a new pair of shoes. Jackpot! Go around and spread the news. Jackpot! I hit big and I win a lot. Oh yes, I love to hit the jackpot. Aye! Ka-ching! Bring it! My! Ka-ching! I pull the one that was next to me. I pull the one by the security. I even pull on the middle machine. That's when I heard the owner some more. I love to hear the money drop. Keep it coming, boy, never stop. Bring it down to every cent. And if you stop, I'll pull it again. Oh, I love to see that drop. Come pouring up the spot. Promote and spread the news. I'm a winner and I just can't lose. I love to hear the money drop. Keep it coming, boy, never stop. Bring it down to every cent. And if you stop, I'll pull it again. Mama need a new pair of shoes. Go ahead and spread the news. I'm a winner, win a lot. Oh, I hit the jackpot. I love to see the money drop. Come pouring out the stuff. Fill it up, boy, every cent. Cause if you drop, I'll pull it again. Mama need a new pair of shoes. Go on and spread the news. I'm a winner and I just a lot. Oh, I hit the jackpot. I love to hear the money drop. Keep it coming, boy, never stop. Bring it down to every cent. And if you stop, I'll pull it again. Mama need a new pair of shoes. Go out and spread the news. I'm a winner and I win a lot. Yeah, I hit the jackpot. I love to hear the money drop. Keep it coming, boy, never stop. Bring it down to every cent. And if you stop, I'll pull it again. Mama need a new pair of shoes. Go on and spread the news. I'm a winner and I win a lot. Yeah, I hit the jackpot. I'm a winner and I win a lot. Keep it coming, boy, never stop. I bring it down to every cent. And if you stop, I'll pull it.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Foundation with Howard Grant. I want to thank you guys so much for being able to tune in with us and jam with us today. Let's talk about those things and talk about where we are. Remember, I said to you that the realigner. Hold on. Howard and guess we know the majority of our people has voted leader and party, not candidate. If the people hate the leader, you finish. Right? Hold on, before we get to this. The realigner. I waited for him to pop that up, And I just give you the thing yesterday. You dump it? Yeah, the same paper that I gave you yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, the realigner is going to be out on.
Let's talk about the quiet little signs your boss might be threatened by you. Because sometimes it's not that you're difficult, it's that your confidence, your competence, and your clarity makes someone else deeply uncomfortable. And instead of leveling up, they get sneaky. So, save this video so you can come back so you know what it looks like. They forget to loop you in. Suddenly you're out of key meetings, decisions, and updates. All under the excuse of, it wasn't necessary. Translation, they don't want you in the room because you're a threat. Your accomplishments magically disappear. Your ideas reworded, your work repackaged, credit redirected. It's not subtle. It's insecure. They don't micromanage to support you. They micromanage to contain you. You're trusted to execute, never trusted to lead. Opportunities delayed. That's not the right time, or mysteriously assigned elsewhere. Visibility blocked, growth stalled, doors quietly shut. And the feedback? Vague, shifting, and conveniently unmeasurable. Not because you're underperforming, but because clarity.
I'm sitting in the studio with none other than Ian Munnings. Ian, my brother, you're here with us and we're talking politics. I'm enjoying this.
I'm very enjoying it as well, sir.
I'm enjoying this.
You hit a line of that when you said that in the by-election that we have in Golden Isles, we see the candidates, we see the machinery that is taking place now in Golden Isles. The thing about it is this. If the FNM, and the word is if, the FNM goes into the by-election and loses with Brian Brown, what position will that be for the FNM? What will that mean for the FNM?
I heard Pintard yesterday on Dwight's show, and let me see if I can get it for you. I can get it. I heard Pintard yesterday on Dwight's show, being able to speak to the fact that win, lose, or draw, he's going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be good.
Politics don't work that way, Howard. Howard, politics doesn't work. Politics doesn't work that way, Howard.
He was trying to convince me.
But the thing is, politics doesn't work.
Himself.
Politics doesn't work that way, and the party wouldn't work that way. If he goes to the general election and loses, that sends a strong indication. This is not the first. This will be the second time this happens. And so the question for them will be, is this the right guy to lead the FNM? Now let's look at the Progressive Liberal Party. If Darren Pickstock goes to the by-election on the 24th and loses with all of the PLP machinery, with all of the support that he's been garnered in that area, with all of the people that we see, young, old, and everything else that is moving from every other constituency to come there to support him. If he loses, what message would be sent to the Progressive Liberal Party about the way forward for 2026?
That's something to be able to give significant caution to the PLP. In the event that Darren does not find victory, you would want to be able to hedge that and hang it upon Darren. But the government's entire machinery is on the ground in Golden Isles. The government's entire machinery is on the ground in Golden Isles now. Today. You can't get nothing done hardly if you call in a minister, if you call in this, they probably having cabinet meeting right now in Golden Isles. Who knows? I joke about that, but the truth is that everyone is focused on Golden Isles. The government, if they lose this, they can't say that they did not have the machinery fully acted. They cannot say that they did not have the support of the people behind them. Everyone from every constituency are on the ground. Their boots are on the ground in Golden Isles. If they find themselves in this position and there's no excuse that the government can make to try to justify why they did not win this thing, other than there is voter apathy against the government. There's sort of an idea that we're not voting for you. And if that happens, and that's why you don't go to the general election, if that happens, you got to sprint to be able to rectify some things in your constituency to salvage the victory that you're looking for in 2026. Even if they win, I wouldn't kind of give an exhale if the PLP wins. Even if they win on the 24th, which is in 12 days, I wouldn't just exhale and loose my belt. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I find myself in this position where I could look at the numbers, look at these and you're trying to be able to get everyone out. In the last election, I was supposed to stop to the Parliamentary Registration Department to get those things for Miss Bethel. I got some numbers from 2007, 2012, 2017. I got all the numbers going back from 2007 that we can be able to identify. And we got to look at the percentages that they won by. I think in 2017, Vaughn Miller voted, he won by 4,519, if I can remember the number correctly, voted in that constituency out of a registration about 7,000.
7,000, give or take.
7,000 something.
I think it was 7,200.
200 something.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And that means that you have to, that it was about 60% of the people who registered in that constituency that voted. And Vaughn Miller came out on top. If there's a strong voter turnout, that strong voter turnout would always be in support of the opposition. Strong voter turnout always bodes well for the Free National Movement. It always does. And if you find more people coming out and the PLP wins, you got 2026 locked up. They got to be able to, and the PLP is masters at doing this, so I'm just being able to watch this. The fact of the matter is that you got to make sure people are registered, and you got to make sure people come out to vote. They got to come out to vote. You got to get all the Sabas pretty bus with air conditioning. You got to get all them buses to be riding fast up and down.
Ensure your people get out.
Listen to me. Every corner and Golden Isles need to have a bus on it. Every corner and Golden Isles need to have a bus. When I walk out to the corner, hey, don't worry about that. Come right there, man. Come vote.
We can take you.
We can take you. I don't care, FNM or PLP. Every corner in Golden Isles, get out. A bus. Hire all the bus that day. All the bus. See, I tell you, the consultancy has been giving them. You all need to give me a job, man. Come on, man. Let's get up.
That's some expensive consultancy.
Every corner. Spikenard Road. Boatswain Hill. In the back of Boatswain Hill, make sure the bus riding up and down in the back there. Coral Harbour. All the way down to Adelaide, every corner, riding up and down through to Coral Harbour on the western, on the more western side of Coral Harbour, in those areas, the intimate areas. You find yourself riding up and down there. Get out and vote. That's all. You put it on the bus. You put a speaker on the bus. Get out and vote. Get out and vote. It's voting day. Get out and vote. Get out and let the bus ride up and down. Get out and vote. Let the people be annoyed. Get out and vote.
I think what you just
get out and vote.
I think what you just did now is you just made the bus drivers some money.
Yeah, somebody's got to make some money out of them.
Bus drivers made some money.
Every corner, you got to have at least 70 bus. 70 bus in Golden Isles on the 24th. No space for no car. Get out and vote. Get out and vote. Every bus. Get out and vote. You ain't this ain't no campaigning for nobody specific. You don't put nothing on the bus. This ain't no PLP bus. This ain't no FNM bus. We no pay for it. Praise God. We ain't getting that. We no pay for it. But you tell them, you get out and vote. Get out and vote. I can put it over my.
I was doing something else in that moment.
Right? You tell them to be able to do that and do those things like that. You understand? This man.
I think that's a good thing to tell them, though, Howard. Information is key. And I think that.
Pop it up at the bottom.
The information is key. Howard, information is key. And I think that what you said is very important for them to understand is that they have to reach the people to where they're at. And so simply, if you want the votes, you have to bring the people to where you want them to vote.
Almost 3,000 people ain't vote. They ain't budge.
Ain't move.
They ain't move. Get out and vote.
Are we going to be focused on the new voters block?
They can jump on the bus. Once everybody moving, them new voters said, ooh, this is something to do. And they can run. They coming with you. Don't worry about that. But you need to get mama them out.
What about the ones in the back of the farm?
Get yourself some disabled bus, right? Get yourself some, listen, this ain't no time to discriminate and try to figure out who is who. If you could vote, get out and vote. When the person jump on the bus, hey, good morning. How you doing? Today is voting day. Which polling division number are you in? This is my polling division number. Make sure you get your card. This is my polling division number. Okay, no problem. We take you right to polling division 6, whatever. Boom. You take him right there. We provide you that. We provide you this. That's no problem. Figure out a way to find a neutral entity. There's some deep information now. There's some deep information. I don't know if I should release this on the people.
I think you better hold that out.
I can hold this one.
I think you better hold it.
I can hold this piece. This is a deep one. Yeah, because as black people, anyway, we can fix it. We can.
Give Howard a call. Repeat the number. Give Howard a call, please. 827-01111. Give Howard a call.
Call me. Text me. Howard, what you talking about? Text me. Text me. Get out and vote. Don't put no FNM. Don't put no PLP on no bus. None. Listen to me. Don't put no paraphernalia of the bus driver ain't wearing no particular colors. Nothing.
I can throw a curveball at you, Howard. We talked about the FNM. We talked about the PLP. We talked about the ups and the downs in regards to winning and losing. What about the COI candidate, Brian Rule?
Make sure.
I had to throw a curveball. So what about Brian Rule? You have to say the name Brian Rule.
Out of the constituency of 7,000 people, from what they presented before, and the portion that existed before, Brian Rule should be able to pick up about 350 votes minimum.
So you're saying that he's not going to get his monies back? That's what you're saying?
He should be able to. No, but there's a minimum and a maximum here. If he gets 1,000 votes, the government of the day needs to be able to watch out for this. But the FNM is in 100% problems. If he gets 1,000 votes, the FNM is finished. When I say finished, that means that you're not going to be victorious. If he gets 1,000 votes, you're not going to be victorious. He captures 1,000 votes. That means that the votes that were supposed to be dedicated to you, because the only persons in this country who are avid voters and persons who actually come out and give support in these particular spaces, they are attached to the FNM or the PLP. When you see them breaking off into different paths and organizations and being able to support that, normally, historically, culturally, it comes out of the FNM. And so if you're finding persons in the constituency of 7,000 voters and you get 1,000 votes for the Coalition of Independence, and then you get another 150 votes for Karen Butler, right? That's 1,150 votes.
Let's just do something crazy.
1,150 votes.
Let's just say something
coming
crazy.
out of Brian Brown's basket.
Let's say something crazy. Let's say that Brian Rule from the COI wins that seat.
I can't say nothing crazy like that.
I'm just saying, let's think out of the box. Just say by chance.
Just thinking
no. Let's just say by chance.
You can't even swim back to the box after this.
Let's just say by chance.
We can drown out here.
We have to be fair. Howard, we have to be fair.
Okay, let's be fair.
We have to be fair. If Brian Rule wins Golden Isles, what message did I send to the wider country?
If Brian Rule wins Golden Isles, I would petition and break up the COI. That's just me. First thing I do is pick off their strongest people, pull them in with a good quick conversation, tell them boom, 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 absorb them into my organization, FNM or PLP, right off the top, bang, break them up. That's what you do. What you do? Let them go there and mess you up? You can waste your time, but no, boy. Hey. What you doing? And if Lincoln stand, the first person you go after is Lincoln. And if he stands stubborn, they come after me. They don't want me. And I will never. And he standing up with his shotgun on his shoulder. He got a shotgun on his shoulder. I will never.
Lincoln says change ain't coming.
Solidarity forever.
The change is here.
I will never.
I'm asking you.
So, okay, well, Lincoln may need you. Then we go.
He says that change ain't coming. Change is here.
We go to Charlotte. We go to this one. We go to that one.
My question still to you, Howard.
Pick them off one by one.
Howard, but my question still to you is this.
Dismantle the organization.
If Brian Rule wins Golden Isles, and that's by a long shot, but if he does win that area.
I was the PLP.
What happens in 2026? That's what I'm asking you.
Let me calm down because I give you too much information.
What happens in 2026? Because the people can vote any kind of way. Let's be mindful, Howard. The Bahamian people can vote any which way they wish to go to, any which way they wish to, with the desire at the time. They could just say, you know what, I'm just tired of.
If Brian Rule wins the
yes.
constituency of Golden Isles,
yes,
it says they still in the Southern Corridor, so they still give a sentiment of the Family Islands. So the very first thing that you do is you have to SWAT. You have to, because you're going to give them significant momentum. You're going to infuse and enrage the minds of even the political sycophants that exist within the COI, they are going to go. You can't tell them nothing. Every one of them can become Kanye West. All you hear them sitting down, and they were singing Christian songs yesterday. But today, all you hear is la, 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 la.
Right. Everybody talking about 100,000.
You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell them nothing.
Howard, the 100,000. Howard, the 100,000. The man say giving 100,000 and an acre crown land.
The COI win, you can't tell them nothing.
What's going to happen after that?
You have to be swift in your political decision, decisiveness, and strategy to ensure that you could be able to dampen the momentum, okay? Now, they can't carry this momentum crazy. They still need, watch me. If the COI...
Let's change the word crazy.
No, what I'm saying to you is that, watch me. If the COI wins, they don't have the financial wherewithal at this juncture, the day after victory, to be able to go on a countrywide celebration tour and be able to say, this is what we've done. Now they can build that money and the momentum by the end of the week. Watch me. They don't have that money to jump on ZNS, to jump on Guardian, to jump on Tribune, to jump all over the place and pay for advertisements to let people know. They don't have that crazy money to be able to do 100,000 posters, to be able to open up constituency headquarters. They have to build on the momentum. So you're still in an advantage. They just got a victory, but you're still in an advantageous position because they don't have the finances to build on this momentum. So they still stuck. Until somebody say, wow, I can't believe you all went take this $200,000. And that $200,000, before they hit their hand, they didn't get soaked up. You understand what I'm saying? Because they got to pay people for administration. I've been doing administration all this time. You pay me.
Free.
I need this, I need that, I need the next thing. Some people you owe. So that $200,000 going to nothing. Right after they win, they need at least $7 million right off the top. And if Lincoln ain't got that line up, it's a problem. Right after they win, bam, they got to find that money right away. And then they could go on a countrywide campaign to be able to talk about their victory, so forth and so on. But if they can't do that instantaneously, then it still presents this sort of a lane position. And someone could pounce on them and be able to find a victory.
Definitely. So,
but I wouldn't wait until the possibility if they win. I would have been doing this long time. Instead of calling them idiots, and them calling them imbeciles, and them calling them asinine, and them trying to be able to, whatever politicians and the general public have been doing to them, I wouldn't waste my time doing that. I wouldn't waste my time. If you're my opponent, I wouldn't waste my time fighting you. Like the Free National Movement has fought Mark Alpine, I wouldn't waste my time fighting Mark Alpine. I'll pull him in.
Fox.
I don't have time to be talking foolishness. Mark Alpine can win.
I would agree with that.
Mark Alpine already get 1,000 votes already. Kai Mills already get 1,000 votes. I don't have time to be rowing with Kai Mills and saying how he don't see this and right another. I ain't got no time for that. When we get in our organization and he becomes a part of who we are, then we could tell him our tenets, our ways, the tradition of how things exist in these particular organization, our history, whatnot. But we got to get him first. I ain't got no time to row out here. And no, what you can do now? If you ain't into that, then that's a different story. But it's time to be able to pull them in. You know what? You think listen, it never bodes well for the FNM, and you should have thought about this. It never bodes well for you when you have anybody else in there.
Taken away.
It never does well for you, hoping to God that you could get a wave. But if it ain't no wave, you screw yourself. It never bodes well for you when you have opposition out there. Those numbers ain't coming from the PLP. PLPs are going to stay home and vote PLP. If they ain't voting PLP, they ain't voting.
Yeah, they're staying home.
They ain't voting.
And that's the thing with the only thing
you can give them. You can give these people when you get to the polling day and you walking up and down, you seeing everybody, and they turn your back to you. You screwed. You find yourself in this position, and you out here trying to be able to talk to them. You screwed.
So Howard, do you think that we're going to have some independence that may emerge during the 2026 as victors?
Of course you can have independence
as victors. As victors.
I don't know. You remember what we said? Wednesday, November 12th, 2025, today. I couldn't tell you. We don't know what is going to happen in our country to shift the mood, the sentiment, the position of how people are feeling and what they're thinking. We don't know. We don't know. Last weekend, the weekend before last, my cousin was living. He died when we thought that everything was clear. What Grammy say? Sudden death and destruction. We don't know what could change over the course of this time. We had no idea that Von Miller would die. We had no idea that Obie Wilshkin would die. We have no idea who can stay and who can go. We have no idea. We're still waiting to find out the assured position on Patricia DeVoe. Is she ratified? She's not ratified.
Not yet. She hasn't ratified.
Understand? Sylvanus Petty, we don't know about his position.
Well, Sylvanus told the people that he's running. I mean, he says it.
But then he said that he's not going to run.
But now he says it's something different.
And he said he wants to be the prime minister one day and he's going to be stepping back. And then he come back and say, I think I changed my mind. You're confused, sir. You're confused. Why don't you sit this one out? I mean, call you after we play 21. Yeah. Where we then finish playing 3-on-3 and 21, then we can call you.
I think Petty's position is basically there's no PLP that has won that position in 40 years, and I think he has pulled that one off. And I think that's his bargaining chip in regards to his positioning to say that, hey, I'm still your guy.
Yeah, but the sweet is a woman that we could capture that nobody else was able to, especially coming from your culture. That doesn't necessarily mean that you could keep her if you don't do what it takes to maintain. The question is, has he done what it takes to be able to maintain that particular space and position in North Abaco? In North Eleuthera, because Howard Ricky Mackey all of a sudden popping up and having conversations with us about what happened and what didn't happen. The people soundly rejected him. Not because of him individually, but because of the government that he was representing during that particular time. Now they're saying, well, we had to get rid of Howard to get rid of Minnis. That's what they say. So, is that the chance that you wouldn't take, Sylvanus Petty? Are you assured in your position that you could be able to find victory in here, that the people got your back? You already didn't show the
But there's another candidate from the Progressive Party that's emerging. I think his name is J.J. Pescetti.
J.J. Pescetti, which is my family. Well, not my family, my wife's family, but he's my family too. I can take that. My wife is Pescetti.
Okay. Harbour Island woman.
You understand what I'm saying? And J.J. ain't stopped. He's not yielded. He's not been able to, after the pronouncements of Sylvanus desiring to be able to go back, JJ still ain't stopped. JJ still showing up and showing he got a nice little haircut and this and that. He looked like a model, dead slim, right? So this and that.
JJ said the people of Harbour Island wants him.
The people of Harbour Island want you. But this ain't only a Harbour Island, CJJ. Stop it. This is North Eleuthera also, which is called the mainland. So we're going to have to make a determination on that and be able to identify that the people of Harbour Island could definitely want you. And I know that Pescetti is a strong name in Harbour Island.
Big name.
It's a strong name. You understand? And Pescetti, who ran for the PLP at one point also. Dr. Pescetti, actually, I think he was had a significant affiliation with the Free National Movement, if you remember. Right? But Pescetti is a strong name, and they always, historically, a great deal of them had the affiliation with the Progressive Liberal Party. And so I believe that he could find significant favor with the PLP, but they're going to have to settle this position. They're going to have to settle this position. They're going to have to settle this sort of an idea that exists within the organization between the what now appears to be opposing fractions. And then Sylvanus say he wasn't into it no more. Listen, if this was food, we was fighting.
You better let's dive a little deeper. What about South?
If he say if we get a whole chicken from NNA in 8 Mile, I get a half chicken, you get a half chicken. You then eat all your fries. You say, how would I really want no chicken? And I reach for that. And then you say, no, I take my chicken back. What? So, you there tell me I can have this.
The question is with Saudi Lutra now, with the minister responsible for works, none other than Mr. Clay Sweden. So, Ms. Kelly, who has a lot of ties in that particular area in regards to her family. In a family, I mean, it's looking different on social media. I can't speak to that. My question to you is that, what do you think
the people saying that
Saudi's going to look like?
The people say that they didn't want her. I don't know if that sentiment will change as we get closer to the election. The people in North Abaco said they didn't want Boodle. The people in South and Central Eleuthera saying that they didn't want, what's her name?
Kelly.
Mm-hmm. They didn't necessarily want her in that particular space. And we are hearing the same way that we heard for what was happening in South Beach, that there was an infraction in the organization and that the constituency association did not choose these people, that there came an external entity to be able to make this choice for them, namely Hubert Ingram. This is what they say. That Boodle and North Abaco is Ingram's girl, and the constituency association won this gentleman by the name of Gray. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
They won this gentleman by the name of Gray, and they don't like what's happening. They supersede the process, the democracy that exists in these particular space. Then there came information to indicate that Hubert Ingram still supports Boodle, and he believes that she's the right choice in this particular capacity, which strips entirely the strength and the autonomy of the constituency association. And the FNM relentlessly perpetuates this idea that democracy is rich in the FNM, and you keep hollowing it out. So the democracy that we see is merely a silhouette. You have already got the thing. You gutted it. Like Leonardo DiCaprio got that horse for him to live on the inside. You watched the movie?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's what the FNM has done to democracy. For you to be able to find a warmth in your conviction and your personal decision to perpetuate a culture, you have gutted the democracy just for you to nestle yourself in there for a moment. You've done wrong. You've done wrong. And you continue to be able to do that. And when anybody says anything about it, the problem isn't being able to look at the issue. The problem is you. How dare you say that? And you know we can give Papa what he wants. How dare you say that? Shut up. Let Papa do what he has to do. Even if we destroyed. Come on, man. Come on. In a progressive country, in a in a time where we're looking at the world and decisions are making and people are rising up in their communities to be able to get what is supposed to be done right and justly, you're allowing in your organization to be viewed as an organization that continues to yield to and acquiesce to the ideas and the tenets of yesteryear. Yes, listen, I don't disagree with you. Dr. Minnis and former Prime Minister Hubert Ingram should have a say and an advisory capacity to say, from a traditional standpoint, from a historic standpoint, this is what we would have done, this is what I would have done, this is what we've done before. But the decision must rest soundly within the body of the trifecta that exists there: the FNM leadership, deputy leadership, and the chairman. But the difficulty of that being done is that you find that the Prime Minister has a proverbial horse in the race, even in the trifecta. So if someone there says something, do they really have the autonomy to make this decision, or they still have to run this back through Hubert Ingram? It's too much. It's too much. And that's the issue that Kelly is going to be able to be faced with. You know who's else going to have that issue? Denley Penn. Denley. Because it was already been alleged that there was supersession existing in this particular space, that other persons would have been campaigning in that area for a very long time in Southern Shores. And as Southern Shores, there was working the ground in Southern Shores. Up comes Denley Penn, one of the last persons, last one in. Now, if you want to live off the principle in the Word of God that says the first is the last and the last is the first, you understand what I'm saying?
Well, that's another seat to watch. That's another seat to watch.
Yeah, because we don't know whether or not Clint Watson will get that or O.B. Roberts. I know you don't.
I would.
I know you didn't know I was scared to do these things today. But I know about these. I know about. I know about politics in this country.
Oh, man.
I know about politics in this country. I do this. I don't pretend with this. I just do this. You understand? And when we look at that, I couldn't say to you who I believe will be the best candidate for the PLP in that particular constituency, but I know that the PLP would have ammunition against the Free National Movement in that particular space. But the PLP also has their challenges because they're not coming in squeaky clean. I'm not talking about the candidate. I'm talking about the perception of the organization that exists in that constituency already. Now, you know, I didn't tell Leroy he's supposed to come sit down and talk with me a long time.
I'm going to just drink my water and mind my business. I would.
We didn't talk about these things.
Oh,
I want you to see. Let's talk about a clip because Pintard has taken on this kind of a position to be able to talk more specifically about the fact that he's optimistic and he believes that everything will be well and he'll still be in a good position. You know, come hell or high water in the constituency of Golden Isles, and that he will always be able to be sit assured in his position. He took on a couple jabs at some pundits and other, you know, social media entities and groupings that continue to be able to berate him and his leadership and whatnot. So he took that on. Let's listen to this.
I know you say it's not about you, but there are people out there saying that this is a referendum on you.
Oh, which people? Which people? I know, but nobody. Their opinion is irrelevant to me. What is important is what the people in Golden Isles think about quality representation. Michael Pintard and the Free National Movement, we will prevail in the general election, which is for the 41 seats we believe they're going to come with. 39 if they stay. So do I. I'm not preoccupied with what people, what the political pundits or mischief makers in the PLP in their war room, the narrative they are trying to spin. So I'm not giving that oxygen. I'm saying we would. Listen, if there was a 99% chance of the FNM not winning, we still believe this government needs to be challenged. Their leadership has been so bad in general, but Golden Isles in particular, that they need to be, there should be no free ride at 5 for them. So I'm going to be good regardless of what happens with this election, by-election or general election, right? So that's what I'm saying. So I'm good. It is not about me. It is about the people in Adelaide who need transportation, which we will be launching before Monday of next week. Brian Brown will be leading a bus shuttle from Golden Isles, from Adelaide to Bacardi Road, in a morning shift and an evening shift.
For me, he's impassioned. He's impassioned. Every time I hear Michael Pintard, we know that there's a level of passion associated with the conversation with him. There's a clip running around on BP or BN or something right now about the interaction that he had with Lincoln Bain in the House of Assembly. This morning I saw the thing again. Mm-hmm. So they refreshed it and brought it back to the surface. And I listened to that. I listened to Kwesi and I watched that and I look at Kwesi Thompson kind of pinning his mouth like and shaking his head and really had his head down and not being able to lead anything. And Michael taking the lead and being able to say, hey, listen, you had a chance, let's do these particular things. Michael really tried to present himself a professional in these particular capacities and try to be able to remain poised. But he has I believe he has an issue with the approach that Lincoln Bain takes and the way that he seeks to be able to execute his politics. I believe that Michael has an issue with that. Now, even if he's articulated or not, his body language and posture, every time he gets close to Lincoln Bain, has said to me there is an issue, not necessarily with him as an individual, but there's an issue with the way that he executes these particular things. Michael has an issue with that. Michael don't know how to see Lincoln and just let that be. He doesn't know.
I think Lincoln realizes that as well.
But Lincoln has taken full advantage of that.
No, definitely. He has capitalized every avenue, every step. He's done that. He has capitalized on it.
Every single time. Michael cannot, he cannot be near Lincoln without even whispering something to him. And that doesn't bode well. That's one. The second thing, I would not have ever, the Word of God says to us that if you believe, let's find the scripture. If you believe and doubt not. That's a strong scripture. You understand? Let me look for that. If you believe and doubt not, biblical scripture. Matthew chapter 21, verses 21. Truly, I tell you, Jesus replied, if you believe and doubt not. It's a strong thing, right? It says, if you have faith. Let me see if I can get a King James version for you. I just want to be able to say this to you so you could be able to hear the path of which I'm coming from. Because I only want to tell you the biblical principle about these particular things when we articulate, right? Let's look for the King James Version. Matthew chapter 21, verse 21. Right? The same Bible study time. Nonetheless, we can talk about these things because we can talk about the basic principle of these things. Jesus answered and said unto them, verily I say unto you, if you have faith and doubt not, ye shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if ye shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. Never, ever should you articulate a vision and then give a conjunction of a possibility that it won't happen. That making sense to you? That making sense?
A lot of sense.
Never, ever articulate a vision and then provide an oral posture of a contrast in the event that you don't acquire this great vision that you just cast out there. And then if I don't get it, the closest that we've seen that in the Word of God is say believe, right? I think it was Daniel. And if I don't get it, then I will die. You hear that? It wasn't a conjunction. We can do this, and this can happen. And if it don't happen and we die, we still win. The scenario can only end up with victory for me. What you may see with your eyes as death, I still see victory in this thing. Because to be out of the body is present with the Lord.
But did Mr. Pintard refer to no matter what happens
out into his own campaign?
But I'm saying when he says that no matter what happens, he is still going to be good. Is he referring to his seat in Marco City?
Segregation and separation.
Is he talking about his seat in Marco City?
No, he's not.
I have to ask the question if he's thinking about Marco City.
No, he's
not. That he is going to maintain his position as Marco City representative.
He said Michael Pintard will be good. That's a personal thing. That's him and his family and his position financially being able to take care of himself. That's him being able to endure and move forward and go on, despite the fact that he would have given his all to this political thing, and there is still possible failure or defeat or whatever happened because he doesn't have the strength to say what's going to happen or what doesn't happen. But if it happens contrary to his particular belief or hope, he's going to be good either way. That's what he's saying to you. And in saying that, I understand that, but just some things I wouldn't put into the public light. I would never give you a position of doubt. I can't.
Not as a leader.
I can't. Well, not as everyone in their own right is a leadership capacity. If I'm voting for you,
but at this moment,
Sylvanus
on
Petty,
that platform,
if I'm voting for you, Sylvanus Petty, if I'm voting for you to get to a particular position, and we find ourselves out here, you can't be unsure of what you're doing. Let's take this telephone call. Okay, hold on. Put your headphones on. I think that's UCA. Call back CA. I can take the telephone call right now. We 10 minutes out. Let me see if you lit up. Hold up. Huh? Oh, he ain't even. He ain't even on this. They can get their $100,000 now if they go buy 25 tons of aragonite for $625 and sell it to the people that the COI leader Lincoln Baines says that he can sell it to for $4,000 and $6,000 today. Go ahead. We're on. You're on with us live. Turn it up. Turn me up. Hold on. Let me see if I connected now. I should be connected. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. See, Alan. I can see you.
This one?
I should be connected right now. Hold up. See, Alan. Don't go nowhere. I got you right now. I just want to connect to it so everybody can be able to be online with you. Oh, Jesus. These phones just make me so sick. Hold on. Right when I need the thing, it was there the whole time. Now I ain't get it. Oh, Lord. Hold on now. I can just put you on speaker so everybody can be able to hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, it's good that you read. You know, your first, let me just say, you talked about the coalition lacking money. You know, Lincoln Baines said that he could get 4,000 per ton for aragonite right now, today. And he said you can get 6,000 for salt, right? You could buy salt for less than $100 a ton, and you could buy aragonite for $25 a ton. The guy on what his name is on Curling says that Lincoln Baines he don't need no tractor, he don't need no mining equipment, no sifting equipment, he don't need no barge, he don't need nothing. Just come to him and bring him $25 and he'll, the $25 a ton, and he can have it today as much as he want. 100 million ton if he wanted. It's a good time for them to prove it by just go and get 25 tons, selling it for you pay $625, selling it you get $100,000. I mean, tell me where you could invest $1,000 and get $200,000 the next day.
Well, if he could do that,
that's a big return.
If he could do that, that's heavy.
That's the whole basis of the Coalition of Independence.
Yeah.
And this is the best time to prove it. If I owe $60,000 right now, I go find less than $1,000 and $600 and go sell it for $100,000, pay my $60,000 bill, and I'll have enough money to put in each pocket. So this is where credibility comes in. And so these are not things that you have to wait for the future for. These are things you can do today and prove it. So if you can sell billions of tons, why not just make a demonstration by saying, hey, look, let me show what I can do with 100 tons right now. And guess what? Not only will you have election money, you would have convinced the people exactly what, because guess what? Now nobody has to wait for you. They can take $600 and go do it for themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. But I want to talk to you about, you just touched on, first of all, right, we have this concept in the Bahamas where we use the so-called election data. I'm a data person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we often confuse, it's called scenario modeling, right? As crystal ball we call deviation or divination. That's what we always do. And say, the problem is, last month I was in front of the parliamentary commissioner having this very conversation as to why we don't make data available. Why don't we do polling and all these other different things? And he basically just like, I don't know.
But beyond that, they charging me to get the whole information,
right,
all the data that is necessary. Right? They don't have it online. I went to the parliamentary registration department.com. I went to their website to look for all the 2007, 2012. I can't get it. And even if they charge me online, it should be available to me and accessible to me online. I should not have to travel from Inagua from anywhere else throughout the country to have to come into Nassau to be able to get this thing done. It's just too much. It's too much.
Early in 2000, the first person to ask for the digital data was Aaron Kikinos, right? Asking for digital. They didn't know what to do. I went in right after the 2002 election. They looked confused and everything. They told me they could. First they said I could give you the reader constituency by constituency. You can't have all the data, but you could pay $5 and get a printer.
It's $10 now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. But listen to this, Howard. So then I went to them and said, what if I just get it digitally? They said, oh, that would be $10, right? And then I was just what they said to me. They said, Howard, they said, but we can't give you the whole database. And I says, oh, can I get the 38, I think it was 38 or something, constituency, and I pay the $10 for each one of them? The person says, yes. And I said, you're going to give it to me on the diskette? Yes. And you'll give me 40 diskette? Yes. So they were telling me I couldn't have the whole database. And then they turned around and said I could buy it constituency by constituency.
For $380.
Yes, and I've had it right up. The only thing you could call me. The only thing I didn't get was this one. But let me see what I'm saying. The voters registration roll doesn't do anything because they don't give you the statistics in the back office, like how many people voted, who they voted, the demographics, the ages. You could extrapolate those. So you have the voters roll, which you're entitled to. In fact, this commissioner was on the news the other night, almost implying that you are not entitled to, because he's saying that you can't have it, but you're entitled to this information. But if you could extrapolate from that the data from who didn't vote and who did vote.
Yeah.
This is where the defect in the data, even the new data bill they have, that allows for, and this is where I have a concern about this biometrics. So by the way, there's no law in the Bahamas that protects biometrics, and has never been. And the data from 2003 does not protect the data of today, and that's a fact. But the new data protection bill they have right now, doing the things like this with micro-targeting, using sensitive attributes and all those different things, this is where there are concerns, like people for me who is in the data protection business understand that the data protection bill, and it's my guaranteed intent that the Progressive Liberal Party intend to use the data from that. Check this out. The data commissioner also says he could tell, so when somebody comes there, they're going to pull all your data from the passport office, but he could tell the validity of a passport. You know, if he sees something funny, he'll verify the passport and check all this other stuff. It's just convoluted. But remember, we are not a data nation in regards to anything, and scenario modeling it does not work, because even when we talk about by-elections, elections, the data changes because of the variations of people moving, people dying. It's so many different things.
Integration of people.
Then when you have these swings, the problem is that we have these swings, right? Going back to 2002, you had a 40, then you had the 41, then the 38, then the 39, and then you look at the voting where 29 seats, 23 seats, 29 seats, 35 seats, 32 seats, which is now these variations is swing, and it's not consistently across the same constituencies. All we can do is scenario modeling, or what is called crystal ball deviation. And that's the part. But see, the data is available there, Howard. We are just not given access to it. And do you know, I don't know if they got the new computers, you know they were using the beige computers when you when I was in high school.
They moved into a new complex where the old Bank of the Bahamas was. If you remember where Bank of the Bahamas was.
Yeah, but they'll still move the old computers. They have to print.
I hope not, for Jesus' sake. I didn't look at the woman table. I see the old computer.
But see,
I see.
But these are important, but not just for voting, you know. These are important for the Department of Statistics to have access to see for data, for information of movement of people movement before these 10 years or 20-year polling we do for everything else. But hopefully we I hope like on midnight of December 31st, when the new year comes. You know what happens on the new year, right? On December 31st, January 1st, 1201. We will move into the second 25 years of the 21st century. Maybe somebody will whisper to our leadership, we are in the 21st century. We must do things what the 21st century does. Now, just for this last piece, the piece where you did the tree, right? The tree in the leafy fig tree that has no fruit.
Yeah, the fig tree.
Right. The context of that is that at first it bears no fruit, and then it goes into the concept. I mean, I would say you chose a good scripture, But you missed the fact that Pintard says, I don't bear fruit, I would not lose faith. See, you're correct.
That ain't what Pintard said.
That's what he said.
Pintard said he is going to be straight.
If 99, no, but some say no. See, the context of language is very important too, because he was talking about the election.
So, see, Alan, you're correcting what Mr. Michael C. Pintard said. Then that's what you're saying.
No, yeah, right. I'm saying to you, it was three statements in what he was referring to. He's referring to one. It's not about him. It's about the people of Golden Isles. Secondly, right, is that it was being questioned like what will happen to him, and he's saying it's not about me. He said it's about the people there. I would be straight, but it's what they are missing, what the people are lacking, and everything else. Then it goes into the context of the general the general election.
Mm-hmm.
That this is important. That even if there was a chance of losing, 99% chance of losing, if you want to use the faith thing, Howard, you would say the whole faith that you could win by going and challenging because it deserves to be done. That's what he said. He says it deserves to be challenged because it would basically change the reality of them, the positioning of what they've been. What he's saying is what they've done to the people or not done would be strengthened.
See, Alan, I always love when you jump in, right? Because I call you an expert when it comes down to the digital world, right? I want to ask you a question now. This question, what I'm going to ask you is that if Mr. Michael C. Pintard, I know you've been advocating and you support Mr. Pintard. My question to you is that if Mr. Pintard carries his candidate into this by-election for Golden Isles, and if he loses this one, because he's lost one before, if he loses a second one, what do you think his political career will speak as regards to a leader of the Queen's opposition?
Oh, he will be Prime Minister of the general election. This is where we talk about the data, because what happens is, understand this. We're talking about the 41 seats. Here's what people are going to be thinking about. We see when this distraction goes away. This is my word. Pintard, distraction.
Distraction is wild.
No, you know why? Because we already know what's going to happen from this, right? If Pintard wins this election, nothing is going to happen for Golden Isles. If the PLP wins this election, nothing is going to happen for Golden Isles, because that's the nature of the Progressive Liberal Party. Look in West End, Grand Bahama. Do you want me to go to the $700 million worth of promises that was made for that West End? The seawall for
$700 million, you're saying? Are the figures correct, what I'm hearing?
Yeah. They promised $199 million seawall. That was the bid from a few years ago before they made the promise. They promised a police station. They promised a new high school for 8 Mile Rock High School. They promised a new defense force base. They promised
and the high school there. There's a junior high school there.
You know, it's a new one they just finished.
That school is designed for 1,000 people. They got 60 students.
They opened the school, C. Allen?
No,
I thought it was a school that was open. I saw something stating that the school was open.
But Howard, go and look at the video of them opening the school and see the pile of plywood and drywall in the back of them, where that still has to be done there. The school is designed for 1,000 students. When it first was bid, we get less than 100 students there now, and it's still not functioning the way it was. Howard, it's a make-believe.
I coming home to check it out.
Oh, yeah, I want you to see.
That's the Grand's back door. Mr. Grand will have to find out what's happening.
Listen to me. They promised the fire station for West Grand Bahama. They promised the police station for West Grand Bahama.
Kingsley right after this.
They promised the ambulatory care for West Grand Bahama. They promised the seawall for 8 Mile Rock for West Grand. Come on, Howard. I could name at least $700 million. Guess what, Howard? Even the park that Mr. Pintard was doing that they stopped him from doing, they didn't finish that.
You want to talk about finished park? I hear that the member of parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Iram Lewis, is finishing some stuff that was stopped by the Free National Movement when my mother was a member of parliament.
Yeah, listen to me, okay?
I can't even get away.
Iram Lewis got a lot. I live in Central Grand Bahama. He put in a cellular place and then run the scat wires on the ground. I think within a month it stopped working. It's still standing there. Iram Lewis started to spend all of our money on the roundabout right here, which is the hotel property that is now has deteriorated back to the process that it was. He went and did the gardens, whatever, in the yard of Harcourt right there.
So see, Alan, you're simply saying to me and Howard.
This man gotta go.
You're simply saying to me and Howard. Hold on, Howard. You're simply saying to me and Howard that everything that he started, he just didn't finish.
No, yeah, nobody does. Is that Aaron would have made a good PLP. They're good at starting stuff, just never finishing it.
Thank you so much, C. Allen. I appreciate it. I appreciate the telephone call, my brother. We'll talk again, all right? All right, see you later, all right? Ian, I want to thank you so much, man. Every time we come here, we have a good in-depth conversation about politics in the country and being able to identify those things. I really do appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so very kindly. Ian, say something to the people before you get out of here.
It's always a pleasure, Howard, to be on the show. And as you know, thinking about the Bahamas, just one unit. We're unified as a body, as a people, and we should not just use these political divides to say that, you know, you hate somebody or whatever. This is politics. And so at the end of the day, as Bahamians, we should be able to select who we think or who we believe will be the better candidates to govern our country.
Well, we're going to continue to do that, guys, and be able to identify this as it continues to heat up in the constituency of Golden Isles right here in the city of Nassau, wherever you are throughout the country, throughout the diaspora, being able to identify those things. I want you guys to tune in right here with us on The Foundation.